Welcome to the Your Business on Purpose podcast, the ultimate resource for women business owners looking to confidently navigate their entrepreneurial journey while upholding their principles. I'm Dawnette Palmore, your host and fellow entrepreneur. Join me as we immerse ourselves in illuminating conversations with accomplished experts spanning various fields across the business spectrum. Together, we'll unearth strategic insights into seizing opportunities and ensuring that your business is equipped with the essential elements aligned with your purpose and values. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Your Business on Purpose podcast. I am your host, Dawnette Palmore, and I am so happy to be here with you today. Do you ever find yourself saying yes to opportunities, clients, and commitments, even when you know deep down it's stretching you too thin? Oh my gosh. At first, it feels like you're doing the right thing, right? Helping others, staying busy, even bringing in more money, right? But what if I told you that saying yes to everything is actually costing you more than you realize? As entrepreneurs, we're told to hustle and never turn down an opportunity. But the truth is, every yes you give is also a no to something else. It could be our peace, our family time, our health, our financial clarity. So in today's episode, we're going to explore the hidden financial, emotional, and business costs of saying yes to everything. And I'll share practical steps on how to reclaim your power, your boundaries, and your money. All right, so this is why do we say yes? Let's first go over that, ladies. Why are we first saying yes? One of it could be FOMO, fear of missing out. Sometimes I feel this after I say no to something or I don't show up to something. I get FOMO. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have got it. And I was like, okay, just stop it. Like you couldn't because of blah, blah, blah. So that could be one reason, right? The fear of missing out. One could be, the fear of disappointing others, being a people pleaser. I am not a people pleaser. And so that is not a struggle for me, but it is for a lot of people, especially as women. We like to please the people around us and make them happy, right? And then the myth that more equals better, right? More clients, more income, more opportunities. This isn't always true, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later. And, also thinking about, when we overcommit to things, it can bring so much stress to ourselves, right? And thinking, how are we going to do this? And how are we going to do that? We're going to have to tell someone no, we're going to have to do something. And just saying, you know what, let me check my calendar. I've gotten really good about that. Like, let me see what's on my calendar. So we need to set boundaries. Okay. So what is the hidden cost of overcommitment? One is a financial cost, right? So underpricing or discounting just to get a yes. Have you ladies ever been guilty of that? I have. I have been guilty of that many times, especially when I was first starting out, right? We give a discount so that the person will say yes. And sometimes it works out and sometimes they're like the worst client. It depends, right? But that is a financial cost it could cost us, right? Or taking clients or projects on that drain you but don't pay well. So thinking about, okay, well, I need the money, but then I know that this is going to cost me mentally and emotionally because really it's not that much money, or we're doing it at a discount or something like that. We have to really think about these things and weigh the costs, not just the financial cost, but also what is the emotional, mental, and physical cost as well. And then also we could be paying for tools, travel, or time that don't bring us an ROI. So we have to think about what kind of return on investment are we going to be doing? Is this tool going to it could make my business money, right? It could make the process easier, whatever it might be. But are we going to actually use that? Because we're not against tools and things like that, but we're against tools that are just going to collect our money and we're not going to use the tool. So that's something that it can cost us, right? And then maybe going, to this place or that event and this event and really it's not getting us anywhere in our business or our personal life. Then we have time and travel. Then we have the emotional costs, right? Stress, anxiety, overwhelm, lack of sleep. Like there's so much that goes with that, right? And then, of course, that's going to lead us to burnout because we have all these balls we're trying to juggle, all these hats we're trying to put on. And eventually it just falls over and it's going to burn us out. And then having loss of joy in our business. And, that can easily be done when we're overcommitting ourselves and we're getting underpaid. It can really rob us of the joy that we had when we initially started our business. And then it can cost us opportunity costs, right? So in the intro, I talked about every yes to the wrong thing, or it could be the right thing, and maybe it's just not the time for you to do it, is a no to the right thing. So I tell my clients this with their finances as well. You can do anything, you just can't do everything. So that's why it's important to know what's important to us and what our why is. We definitely want to keep that in focus when we're making decisions and purchasing things and saying yes to events and things like that, right? So, if we say yes to maybe some underpaid work, then we're not going to have time for marketing or scaling or even serving your ideal client. So we have to weigh the options. It's always good to have somebody, part of your wise counsel, to bounce those things off of, those ideas, those thoughts, so that you can make the right decision for you and your business. And then, of course, there's relationship costs, right? So maybe we're going to be less present with our family and our friends, and we're going to miss out on those types of functions. And then what happens is, this resentment builds up inside of us, whether it's towards clients or this or that, because our time just isn't being respected. But really, it's ourselves that weren't respecting our own time. So we have to, take all these things in consideration and the toll that it's going to take on us if we're not doing what's in alignment with us. So how can we fix this, right? We want to talk about the problems, but we also want to talk about the fixes. So pause before you say yes. Ask yourself, does this align with my values, goals, and capacity? I recently just had a lady that was going to go with me to an event. And then I was following up with her or something. And then she's like, you know what? I put so much on my plate. I can't do it. And you have to respect that. You don't say, oh my gosh, you said blah, blah, blah. No, she realized she committed to too much stuff and she backed off. You got to respect that. And that's what we got to do. Another thing we can do is create our yes filter. Only say yes if it checks at least 2 or 3 of these: pays well, aligns with purpose, excites you, and fits your schedule. Right? Kind of goes in with the pause. Does this align with my values, goals, and capacity? Practice saying no gracefully. You can have some scripts for this and practice them over and over. Thank you for thinking of me, but that's just not a good fit for me right now. That sounds amazing, but I'm really focusing on other priorities at the moment. Or you can, say, I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to do this right now. Or I have something already on my schedule. Like there's a whole list that you can say. You can use ChatGPT and put it in there. And how can I kindly decline? How can I, make sure I'm not hurting anybody's feelings, because I'd want them to invite me again. Thanks for thinking about me. Please invite me again, but it's not a fit right now. You can make it up, right? You can do a good job at it. And then practice reframing no as protecting your bigger yes. Okay. So your yes to health, family, clarity, financial stability, right? That is what is your bigger yes? What is your why? Going all the way back to our goals, our values, and our capacity. And, if we're trying to fit all these things, we want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. Because if we're not healthy, it's going to make things a lot harder. If we're not spending time with our family, we're going to live with a lifetime of regret. If we don't have clarity, we're going to say yes to everything. And doing that is not going to bring the financial stability that we want. So saying yes to everything costs us more than just our time. It drains our money, our energy, and our relationships, right? But learning to say no with intention is one of the most profitable and freeing things you can do for your life and your business. No is a complete sentence. So if you've been feeling the weight of too many yeses, you're ready to build financial clarity and boundaries, let's connect. I'd love to help you create a money system that supports your life that you actually want. And you can go to my website, yourmoneyonpurpose.com, and book a free clarity call. Let's chat. There's no pressure on sales or anything like that. So I'd love to chat with you and see how I can help you and how we can get you to have clarity in your finances, in your business, your health, your family, and all the things. So as we wrap up today's episode, remember, conducting business on purpose not only fuels your success, but it also propels you towards a purposeful life. Thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. And until next time, embrace your journey of intentional business and purposeful living. This podcast is dedicated to you and all the incredible women out there breaking chains, pushing through, and striving to make it all work. Your support truly means the world to me. Could you do me a favor? Be a gem and leave a review. It will help us reach even more women, making a bigger impact. Your feedback is invaluable, and I would genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, ensuring you never miss an episode. Until next week, live a purposeful life in both your business and your finances.